You could see the leads on the motor got so hot, it literally desoldered the motor. Oh no, I would have never thought this would have happened. At least now we know exactly how to go about upgrading this thing even further. What happens when you gear for a speed run and still bash with an RC car? I do remember there was one guy who told me that I never put my cars through the ringer. All right, so this video is specifically putting Project Hydro through hell. We are going to see the absolute limits of Project Hydro. He's my full carbon fiber, liquid cooled Hobeo GTB GTR. And this is just an absolute beast of a liquid cooled build. Been wanting to do something like this for quite a bit in the safest way possible. Now I'm going to tell you guys exactly why, and I will actually say, disclaimer, do not gear for this kind of speed. I already, for the most part, know what might happen. Now, without any further ado, let's hop into this. Whoa! We are all zeroed out, as you guys can see, and we're gonna see what he can do. Such a smooth, sweet car. God, such a reliable car with the speed that it does. It really is. Let's see what that was. 53. That was definitely not 53 miles an hour. All right, so here we go. We are all zeroed out on the GPS over here. Just gonna tighten it up a little bit. And Hydro is on the move. Now let's see what that was. That was just a quick, easy speed run right there. Oh, wow. Beautiful speed, 110 miles an hour. That's incredible. And the internal liquid temperature appears to be about 98 degrees. It's really hard to see, but it's pretty darn hot out here in Florida, even at this time of year. But we're not even gonna stop. We're not even gonna stop driving. 110 mile an hour gearing, and Project Hydro still wants to play around and bash. Ooh, it's getting pretty warm on the tires. Tires don't really like the amount of heat that it's trying to pull right now. Now let's see what's going on here. If you guys heard the pitter patter, that's not exactly a good thing. So let's see. Oh, well, that could be why. Look at that. The motor wires came completely unsoldered. But the motor, on the other hand, the motor is actually not that hot, which is incredible. But you can actually see where the most resistance was in this whole electrical setup. This here is a 39 tooth pinion. That is just way too big in order to bash and play around with. And I really wanted to test the limits with how long this 10 gauge wire will, for the most part, stay soldered on the motor tabs. But we pretty much found the limit. So you guys could see here, 10 gauge wire that's coming from the motor. Yeah, so we're gonna have to up that to 8 gauge and also lead-free solder. You could see the leads on the motor got so hot, it literally desoldered the motor, which is actually a good thing because now we know what to up so this thing can come out stronger next time. Since Hydro runs so efficiently, I mean, minus that, the motor's actually not hot at all. What I'm going to do real quick, where's my, my temperature gun over here? We're gonna get our temperature because it's really hard to prove that the motor is actually not that hot. 110 degrees, motor is only 110. Let's see towards the back. Also, oh, there we go, it's kind of going up a little bit, 115. Now that temperature just doesn't justify exactly why these came unsoldered, but I'll tell you why right now. For the amount of amperage that Project Hydro needs in order to achieve 110 miles an hour, which really honestly isn't too hard on the motor or the ESC at all. It's just a little bit too much for the gauge wire. Let's see, 107. The ESC isn't even hot, to be real honest. What is pretty funny is that the only hindering factor are these wires. So what we're gonna have to do is up the gauge to 8-gauge wire and use lead-free solder, which is gonna have a higher melting point than your standard hobby shop solder. So that's what we are actually gonna have to do in order to just up Project Hydro a little bit. The liquid cooling system is very efficient. It's cooling the motor off quicker than what the bullets can transfer amperage wise, in which amperage creates heat. All right guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Take some notes. I appreciate all of you watching. Make sure you stay safe and have a good one.